Hey guys, so what is up? RedPandaMining here. Let's get into it. I want to talk about EIP 1559. Very contentious right now, as well as something called miner extraction value, which I just recently heard. I've never heard of this before, but apparently it was supposed to help miners after EIP 1559, but only if mining pools integrate this into their mining pool. And apparently it may not be good for us anymore, because apparently Vitalik has proposed the removal of a gas fund tied to self-destruct. So that is supposed to mitigate what happened back in January. Apparently, this Ethereum trading bot strategy extracted about $107 million in 30 days of Ethereum. Okay, so apparently this was happening on Ethereum's infrastructure with the miner extracted value. All right, arbitrage strategy. So I'm going to talk about a lot of things in this video, as in the past week or so, some of you guys may have seen a lot of live streams recently regarding EIP 1559. There was a community call on the Ethereum cat herders, and our beloved Bitsby Trippin, our Lord and Savior of the crypto mining community. Please subscribe to this gentleman down below. I don't know why I have more subscribers than him, but guys, he has been making YouTube videos on crypto mining since 2013. Please subscribe to this man. I need to see him over 100k subscribers. We need to get him there, so link right at the top of the description. He has been working very, very hard on representing all of the miners, the whole crypto mining community regarding EIP 1559, and as well as the changes that are supposed to help the miners and also secure the network for Ethereum, which I will go through 3 different improvement proposals, all right, the EIPs that may help with Ethereum. Okay, actually there is one EIP, it's not an EIP, but I will talk about it, about raising the block reward, all right, as a potential if EIP 1559 is implemented. All right, I'll go through that later. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the 2 live streams that just recently happened: the Ethereum 1559 community call on the Ethereum cat herders YouTube channel, and as well as on Bitsby Trippin's channel, the Ethereum MEV miner extracted value / POS discussion with Micah. Now, these are 2 streams you guys should definitely watch if you haven't already. Link down below, all right? Check them out. You guys can close my video. You don't need to watch my video. Watch these 2 videos. A lot more meaningful information there, coherently explained in those 2 videos. All right, how I'm explaining things in this video is going to be very simple, probably straightforward, narrow-mindedly. I am not a developer. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to explain what's happening, and as of recently. Okay, so these 2 streams that just happened, I'm just gonna give a quick, just my opinion. Unfortunately, I feel like miners we couldn't get our majority, I would say, the scenarios that we wanted to talk about in it. Everyone was time restricted, I think, to 2 minutes to really explain what was going on. Bitsby Trippin definitely talked about that, saying that they didn't have enough time to coherently put everything together in words that really affects all of us crypto miners, and how it's going to affect the the network security of the Ethereum network. All right, so yeah, there were a bunch of people on that call, but more so, I would say, more condescending developers, in my opinion, when I was listening. So pretty condescending from the developers, and yeah, I want you guys to watch it and give me your thoughts down below. Okay, then the next call that just happened on February 27th, the Ethereum MEV miner extracted value / POS discussion with Micah. Now there's a gentleman named Micah. I'm not sure if he's with the Ethereum Foundation, but he was able to coherently explain what MEV is, and what it does and all that kind of stuff. So you guys should go watch that video. But what I got from it, I will explain throughout the video. There are actually a few different things that might just not help miners anymore. Apparently MEV is supposed to help miners to have the extra rewards coming to us after EIP 1559. All right, but more so now recently Vitalik just mentioned something that may not help us anymore. All right, that's for the MEV, but I'll explain that in a bit. All right, so now let me just go through the EIP 1559. I just want to give you guys a quick update regarding that. The all core devs call will happen on March 5th. All right, so they say here, but that doesn't guarantee we'll come out to a decision right then. If we do, 1559 will likely go live on mainnet by the end of the summer. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm gonna have a comment regarding ASICs later on, but yeah, the end of the summer is when they're predicting that 1559 would be implemented. Okay. Now, I want to talk about the benefits of 1559 just really briefly. I am not a developer, and this is why I wanted to just understand this other side of it. As I think for us miners, I'm not trying to say like I'm for 1559, but I would say more so for the developers as well. They need to understand miner side of it. And for us miners, we need to understand the development side of it. Some of you may not care. That's fine. But I just going to read this link down below for everyone just to understand a few benefits here. They say here there's UX benefits, generally quicker transaction inclusion. And they say here better transaction fee estimation. All right, there's now economic benefits, requiring transaction fees to be paid in ETH, higher block space demand creating a deflationary pressure. Now there's security benefits, mitigating risks on near head reorg, making DOS spam attacks exponentially costly over time. Those are a few benefits here. I didn't read, the actually in depth, but you guys can give that a read. Link down below. Okay, now I want to talk about the 3 changes for us miners that could be implemented to help the incentive part of it for us miners, right? So you guys know with EIP 1559, they're supposed to essentially burn the fees, right? The transaction fees, anything basically after 2 Ethereum per block would potentially not go to the miners anymore. But recently, there's been this MEV, all right, the miner extracted value that's supposed to not after the implementation of 1559 go from like 50, the projected was 50% of the fees would be just cut. All right, the rewards would be cut to the miners. Now people are saying that it could be 30%. All right, 20 to 35% at most. All right, there's a thing here I'll talk about in a second. I'm sorry guys, my head is all over the place right now regarding EIP 1559 and MEV and all this stuff. It boggles my mind. I'm not a developer, but I'm going to try to portray this information the best I can. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. So first part, all right, the change that could help with miners if 1559 is implemented is to implement also EIP 969, all right, the modification to ETH hash to invalidate existing dedicated hardware implementations, aka the application specific integrated circuit, all right, the ASICs. You guys know A11s, A10s, the A11 more so. All right, I'm going to give a quick comment. I'm going to make a dedicated video regarding ASICs. I've talked about it before, but the A11 is supposed to be released in July. All right, shipping out in July. And so if EIP 1559 is going to be implemented at the end of summer, for people that have already, pre-ordered these A11s, which I highly, highly do not recommend pre-ordering ASICs, especially this A11, you guys have heard, is going to be released in July. So I just, the risk, all right, the risk of ordering ASICs right now, in my opinion, is just don't. All right, I would rather people buy into GPUs, as with GPU mining, you're basically hedging yourself, as you have also the ability to sell the GPUs on the market for the same value as what you bought them for. And we've seen that in the past 4 years. So with ASICs, they are able to become bricks, all right, after profitability goes down. So there could be a huge sell-off of these, ASIC miners. But yeah, anyways, I'm going off a tangent. That'll be another video. 969 is one potential change. All right, the next potential one that people have talked about implementing with 1559 is EIP 1057. All right, ProgPow. And I have made videos regarding ProgPow, but I believe it is an accepted state right now, but it's not being implemented until something terrible happens apparently on the Ethereum network. I think 51% attack, or high network hash rate or something of ASICs. And we've all have heard before that the ASICs in terms of being on the network could potentially be 40%, 50%, 60%. We have no idea exactly, but the meteoric rise in the Ethereum hash rate, it just goes to show. I think if you guys do the math, if someone can do the math out there, how much GPUs have potentially come on the network since last year of August. All right, so basically 210 terahash from 190 to 410 as of right now, 413 as of making this video. So 220 terahash. Where has that come? All right, if someone can do the math, that's a lot of GPUs. I don't think it's all GPUs. It's definitely, in my opinion, a lot of these ASICs. again, which coincides with 969 and 1057, is the centralized aspect, the centralized nature of ASICs, that all these A11s that have been announced, which I 100% believe they are just in China right now. They're all conglomerated in China, and they're being pre-mined before they are going to be shipped out. And so yeah, I believe that those ASICs are definitely running Sparkpool, F2 Pool. F2 Pool are the ones who have done some reviews on I believe, the Lindsay ASIC as well. The Lindsay Phoenix that does like 2.5 gigahash or something. You guys know the A11 is like 2 gigahash, and they're all in China. And I feel like it's definitely like the manufacturer that are pre-mining with these ASICs. We've all heard that before with Bitmain. In a silicon, I'm not sure, but probably, most likely. So these two EIPs could be implemented. So let me know your guys' thoughts on these two. The final change that could potentially happen, but there's no EIP for it. And thanks to Max Voltage for all of this information, Max. Thank you so much, man. Guys, go follow him on Twitter. He's been a big proponent against EIP 1559. Go give him a follow on Twitter. I'll have him linked down below. All right, but anyways, the final change here is to potentially raise the block reward by 1. All right, so we know the block reward right now is 2 Ethereum. And so Bitsby Trippin has talked about it as well, is to have the block reward go up by 1. All right, to kind of stay in correlation with the profitability incentive for miners as of now. Okay, a correlation to the network hash rate. And I believe there's been a lot of models made, a lot of projections that, forecasting what could happen as that could be implemented, right? Adding 1 more Ethereum per block to a max of 3. So I'm not quite sure if that would be a solution, but now this coincides. Okay, so much information here. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. I'm trying to coherently add this all together, guys. If I'm wrong, please let me know down below. I'm trying to go through this as best I can. All right, there is the MEV auction that has just been recently come about. In my opinion, I have never heard of this before, but the miner extracted value. And again, there's a live stream about this, just talking about it and what it does. So recently there has been some huge bot strategy or like arbitrage that has been going on in January. Apparently like $107 million has been extracted, and I don't know exactly how this bot works, but it apparently identifies the target trades waiting in Ethereum mempools. All right, the bots can use a few observed techniques to profit from the targeted trade. For one, a bot will find a profitable trade waiting in the mempool, then copy that trade up to the gas price for its transaction. That way, a miner will package its copy trade before the original scan can go through. All right, so after scraping the Ethereum blockchain starting from first block from 2020, we've found a total of at least 314 million worth, about 540K Ethereum extracted MEV since January 1st of 2020. That is crazy. All right, that's from the research group of Flashbots. And so there's actually something that's going to mitigate that potentially. All right, Vitalik has recently proposed, this was on Twitter, proposed the removal of on GitHub, the removal of the gas refund tied to self-destruct on Ethereum in the London upgrade, which I believe is supposed to happen in June or July or March, or I'm not sure when, but before 1559. This has seemingly lowered the demand for gas, driving down prices to double-digit gwei. All right, so let's explain what's going on and why this matters, specifically on the gas tokens CHI and GST. So each Ethereum transaction requires gas. Generally, the more complex a transaction, the more the gas transaction consumes. The gas is paired to your specified gas price to determine your transaction fee. The variable transaction fee model exists to ensure that miners are paid equally for any increase to Ethereum state size. The Ethereum state is a collection of information, contracts, and addresses stored on nodes. Going down here, self-destruct is an EVM level opcode that sends a contract's balance to address. It's also unique in executing opcode to destroy contracts. The EVM actually refunds the user some gas to disincentivize state bloat, helping node manage state size. That may not sound interesting, though a few clever devs realize that you can transport cheap state space into the future by storing gas in contracts when gas prices are cheap, by self-destructing elements on contracts when gas prices are high. Going down here, this explains why many arbitrage transactions on Etherscan are preceded by many self-destruct contract 0x prompts before you can view the details of the transaction. So Nick Chong says this is quite clever. When one is running an arbitrage bot that spends thousands of dollars worth of each day in transaction fees, which goes to the miners. The savings that one can achieve via using gas tokens can add up over time, but at what cost? The existence of gas tokens, some argue, has contributed to considerable state bloat as meaningless contracts are ejected into Ethereum nodes when gas is seen cheap. All right, so that's why, well, potentially why, Vitalik yesterday proposed to remove the gas refunds for self-destruct in the London upgrade. So since the proposal, gas fees have dropped in double-digit Gwei region for the first time in a few weeks, even months, because these coins may soon be rendered useless. It may be there's no incentive for users to mint CHI or GST. So there you go. He says, all this being said, we may have Vitalik to thank for gas price finally returning to double-digit Gwei for the first time in what feels like forever. I mean, that's why we've seen gas fees in the past year since August of last year. Makes most of it while you can. Harvest those farms, unapproved sus contracts. Okay, so sorry that was a long read, but this also coincides with the gentleman talking about in terms of the miners side of it is fees from MEV racing will evaporate in London if the self-destruct refund is removed. How can MEV mitigate the security risks from a sudden drop in miner revenue outlined by Bitsby if fee competition in MEV disappears? All right, so if that self-destruct is implemented, all right, what Vitalik just proposed, it's gonna affect the revenue side of it because like in the competition, all right, for people that have these these bots, arbitrage bots going around, all right, that I believe might be implemented right now on a single pool called UU Pool. All right, so UU Pool, which I found they talked about in the live stream, is apparently using that kind of method implemented on their pool. I'm not quite sure how it works exactly. There has been it's already been talked about on the live stream there, but I can't coherently explain it, guys. Like I said, go watch that video. So UU Pool is apparently using it, but apparently it is not that profitable. All right. There was a comment on Bitsby Trippin's live stream here. UU Pool, if you look at the flash bots and their bundle alerts, their transactions are they're all through UU Pool. Their calculator gives a slightly lower return than Ethermine, so I'm not sure they are passing it on. And Bitsby Trippin said here, good info, we'll look into it. That was about an hour ago as I'm recording this. Okay, so, and Bitsby Trippin said here, responding to Dave's tweet here, he said, interesting change. Back to a no question, +1 block, reward at minimum. Prices keep going down. Fees continue to rise. The steep drop will cause existential risk to ETH security. This is mitigated easily by increase of block reward at Vitalik Buterin, at Tim Bako. Take the issue off the table. Now, Tim Bako has responded to Bitsby Trippin's here message. He says here, what does removing gas refunds have to do with MEV? Gas refunds incentivize things like gas token to send a bunch of transactions and spam the Ethereum state when prices are low so people can use it when gas prices rise. Even its creators are in favor of breaking it. Okay, going down here, MEV is about user paying for arbitrage opportunities. This still happens regardless of gas prices. Also, your argument is about a sudden fall in fees is proven wrong by this. The EIP isn't even accepted. It's only been suggested, and the gas tokens started to crash in value. Even if it's at least 5 months out, it's still not certain. If we can do things that lower the fees for Ethereum users, that is good. If it makes some miners unprofitable, that's fine. The fees were never meant to be high in the first place. That's why I'm personally less and less sympathetic to raising the block reward preemptively with 1559. There are many reasons fees can drop, and miners should not expect them to be high. If we see hashtags dropping to dangerously low levels, then we can discuss raising the BR block rewards, but I'm not convinced there is a strong case to do so just in case. BBT replied here, that is the primary concern. I am trying to prevent arrogance and this can't happen to ETH crowd. Not get blindsided when Ethereum gets a reorg attack. The right circumstances may line up for that given change. This was not even a concern prior to the fees getting crazy. Dave replied to that. I'm just reading this now actually. I misinterpreted. The EIP only stops the refund of the gas fee on self-destruct. The text fee would not be lost on each rebid, allowing for MEV bidding auctions to continue, giving revenue to the miners, except for each bid would now cost some gas. Negligible for large MEV arbitrage auctions. Okay, so Man, all right. So it's bigger. There's a lot of stuff going on. Guys, I'm not really quite sure how to put this all together, but before that, all right, before what Vitalik just announced, like there was a conclusion, just I guess a forecast that EIP would drop. Some people were talking about 50% miner revenue. I believe I also mentioned that as well. But they believe that it'll only be about 20 to 35% at most. But now, if this MEV, but it may not be an issue now, right? If Vitalik wants to implement this or not, again, totally depends on this whole MEV bot strategy, arbitrage, all that kind of stuff. It totally depends, right? If miners are going to get paid on that or not, if it happens. But oh man, so much information here. I will definitely go through a lot more of this as we get more information, guys. If you guys have heard anything else, let me know down below. I wanted to talk about more also regarding the Ethereum hash rate, talk about nice hash and potential attack vector that nice hash could pose against once EIP 1559 is implemented, and the scenario of the network hash rate coming way down because of profitability factor, right? I would say a lot of miners that are into mining right now, that the profitability factor is huge. I mean, we've seen it before. There's going to be a bear market most likely, and we're going to see a lot of people selling their GPUs and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go through that in more videos probably throughout this week. My mind is just kind of overwhelmed right now regarding this information, and I'm sure you guys are as well. But honestly, with all this going on, yeah, there's going to be so many different scenarios that people are going to forecast, and obviously it depends on so many different factors out there regarding the price and the network difficulty, network hash rate, and the ASICs coming on the network, and oh, there's so many things to talk about. But guys, I talked about a lot in this video. I'm definitely going to have more videos. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you all. Again, go subscribe to Bitsby Trippin'. He's been working very, very hard to get to be representing the miners on our situation. And I want you guys to maybe also help us as well. Help Bitsby Trippin', as well as I, not just only, bring out this information towards the miners. I'm trying to do my best on that. I don't know. I'm definitely terrible at it. I'm doing my best to coherently portray this information. But, if you guys can go on Twitter and express your concern to the Ethereum developers, I've been, watching these, the live streams, and the Ethereum developers just don't care. They don't care about the miners. And I think for us, we're not, I don't want to reciprocate that. I want us to be bigger than them, right? In terms of, we're not going to give like negative sentiment to that. We want to talk about how we can implement, different methods, different ways to, keep the network security there, keep the community there. That is the biggest thing, in my opinion, is to have the community still in it, right? And I guess I know that incentive, talking about money is such a, kind of like a negative part of it, but that is how we keep the network security there, right? The miners are incentivized to keep it all up, right? And so Bitsby Trippin' has expressed that we don't want to trade a security for the potential downfall of there are many scenarios that could happen that Ethereum could go down, right? But yeah, watch all these videos, guys. I'll have it all linked down below, all the links down below. Sorry, this video is really long. If you guys made it to the end, let me know. But I want to know more of your guys' thoughts regarding 1559 and this MEV extracted value information that we've just found out recently. I'm not sure if I coherently explained everything in the right terms, in the right way. I am just a miner, guys. So please don't come at me if I explained anything wrong. Let me know if I did. All right. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and peace out.